Hello everybody and welcome. I am back. It's been a few weeks, had some shoulder surgery, so I'll be doing this little presentation left-handed, so it'll be a little slower with a little bit less graphics, but the points are the same. So let's get back to it. It's been a while. So this is the S&P 500. As you can see, at least the last couple weeks, it's kind of just been going in a range, just up and down, going nowhere. Volatility though is pretty decent. Who knows why? The election coming up. There's a million reasons. The world, who knows? But volatility is pretty high in all the indices, even though they've been essentially going nowhere. This is the S&P 500. If we look at the NASDAQ, obviously looks fairly similar like it always does. Again, been in a range for a while. The one that always looks a little bit different is the Russell. That one obviously has been taking a bit of a beating. And volatility, except for this area right here, you can see volatility is kind of at the high for the year. But where else are we seeing volatility? Let's go into gold. This is GLD. This is the gold ETF. And you can see gold has been on an absolute tear for the last few months, going up to all-time highs. And unlike stocks or ETFs, when it comes to commodities, commodities being things like gold, oil, silver, things like that, commodities usually work in reverse, meaning that when stocks go up, generally volatility goes down because that means nobody's scared and volatility drops as people become more comfortable. But for whatever reason with commodities, it works the opposite way. As things shoot to the moon, volatility generally seems to go up as well in commodities. So in this case, you can see with gold at all-time highs, if this was a stock, volatility would probably normally be way down here. But instead, it's the opposite. Gold is at almost the highs for the year. So highly volatile, good for us at all-time highs. Now normally as well, when it comes to commodities, or I'm sorry, when it comes to stocks, ETFs, I'm a contrarian. So when things go up, I generally bet for them to go down. When things are way down, I generally bet for them to go way up. But for whatever reason, commodities tend to do more trend trades, means that usually when things are kind of going along this path, they seem to stay along this path for a while. At some point it will crash, absolutely. But when I'm trading commodities, I generally tend to be more of a trend trader, meaning I'm going to bet that this thing will, from here, more likely go a little bit more up than down. So the way I do that is if I go to the trade page, and I've set this up already, we're going to go here to the 54 days, the monthly expiration cycle, because that's the most liquid one and right in our range. So if you see here, the stock, let's just forgo ease of use. Let's just say this is 255. I'm going $15 up on the call side, but only $10 down on the put side, meaning I'm leaving more room for this to go up rather than down. Again, usually the opposite of what I do for most stocks and ETFs, but again, this is a commodity. I play them a little differently. I give them more room for the trend to continue. So, unfortunately, with these, the strikes get wider as we get higher up. So I'd like to make this $2 wide, but I can't. It's only $5 wide strikes as I go up here. So that's why this is a $5 wide iron condor. So again, I'm going $15 up on the call side roughly, $10 down the put side, making this a $5 wide iron condor by buying and selling the call that are $5 apart. And because it's 33 to 40 cents per dollar width, in this case 33 cents times $5 wide means I need to collect at least $1.65 for this to be a valid trade, and you can see I do. I'm collecting $1.74. So if everything stays the same for tomorrow, we're going to go $15 up on the call side roughly, $10 down the put side, create a $5 wide iron condor, look to collect at least $1.65 or more. And that is our left-handed trade. And this will be our left-handed trade for quite a while to my shoulder heals. So that's our left-handed trade in GLD for tomorrow. Good to be back. Glad to have all of you back as well. See you soon. I am excited to let you know I've completed a book that is now available to everyone that wants to get it, called Learn to Trade in 7 Days. This is a book that will take you from absolute ground zero, as far as knowing absolutely nothing about options, all the way to trading them. Now, I'm so intent on getting this book to you because I really believe it is such a valuable resource for anybody and everybody that I'm going to offer an incredible deal on this, so stick with me on this. But before we get there, I want to show you what the book entails. The book is broken down into 7 days. Day one being What is an option? You'll learn everything about options themselves. We'll compare stocks versus options. Then we'll get into basic option strategies like the vertical. And finally, we'll wrap it up with how to trade verticals and then the making and managing of trades, which is to me the key to success long term above all. Now, as I mentioned, if you get into it now, if you go to this link, you can get this book for only $9.99. And I know that may not appeal to a lot of people because a lot of people aren't into books, but I'm so intent on getting you this book because I really believe it is such a valuable resource to anybody and everybody that I'll also throw in any one of my courses right here available on Udemy right now. So for only $9.99, you not only get the book itself, but you get one free course, which can be valued for as much as $100 depending on when and where you buy these courses. Again, just go to this link here and it'll take you to this page where, as you can see, you'll get the book and one of my courses for only $9.99. So really can't be beat. So again, just to reiterate, go to this link here. You will get my book, which you can hang on to forever, and I really believe is such a vital resource. I'm throwing in a course to really get you motivated to buy this book. That's how important I really believe this book is. The book and one of my courses for only $9.99 simply by going to this link. Please jump on this opportunity. It is something you really will be happy you did.